Hello everybody, and here we are using a one-off livery to celebrate one of my favourite F1 YouTubers and probably the guy that does the best career mode series on this whole platform, AARAVA. So, yeah, we are celebrating you, good sir. Your series is far superior to what mine could ever be. So, here I am using your livery to show that this channel fully supports you. Anyway, welcome to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Season 5, we're now at Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. And if you haven't seen the last one from Baku, do go and check that one out before you come back and watch this one. No, really, please do watch this one afterwards. Like, please. Anyway, it's the Canadian Grand Prix, and for Q3, not for the first time in this career mode, it is wet. Like, what is it with us coming to Canada and Q3 always seems to end up wet? Like, what's the deal with that? Ooh, there's a what's the deal mini episode going on here. Anyway, I did kind of cut the corner there because I missed it. But we've set a purple first sector, and you know what? I don't really think that's gained us much because the grass is wet, so we're not going quite as quickly. But anyway, we are now heading towards the end of this lap, and it's not a great ending, but we're going to now go on the straight, and what's it going to be? So far it is pole position, and I'm going to elect not to go out again, and unknown to me, the weather improved, and everybody else improved their times with it, so I now look like a royal idiot for not going out, and Michael Schumacher takes his first pole of his comeback.
Hello and welcome to the Ile Notre Dame once again for what promises to be another incredible Canadian Grand Prix at a fiercely competitive circuit, where pole position can often be decided by less than a tenth of a second. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions, and watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Michael Schumacher yesterday puts him on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Giovinazzi, Gasly, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Verstappen, Vettel, Mick Schumacher and Joker, Stroll, Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda and Bottas, Aitken, Latifi and Guan Yu Zhou and Artem Markelov, Eilert, Schwartzman, Mazepin and Christian Lundgaard. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
We are on the back foot here, P10, but Leclerc did not make pole, so for now we'll take it. Where will we end up though? It's lights out and away we go, and we got a little bit of wheel spin there, and I think Stroll's got a massively good start there, but he's got nowhere to go with it. He's trying to go down the inside of Vettel. I'm trying to go down the inside of Vettel and Stroll, try and gain a position off the start instead of losing one, but Vettel's momentum there is something else. So Vettel looking at holding P9, but we just get him back, and Lance Stroll moving into P10. So he's in his home race here, so he's really going to want to get a big result here in front of his home fans. Meanwhile, we're now tucked up behind his teammate Mick Schumacher. We are the filling in an Aston Martin sandwich. So could you officially say we are filling Mike Crack? Anyway, let's move on from such petty childish comments. We're now down the inside of Mick Schumacher, having a little look at Max Verstappen there for good measure, but we don't quite have the momentum to pull that one off. But we have got ahead of Mick Schumacher, so 2 places gained, and Leclerc only in P6. So, you know what? Right now I'll take that. Schumacher's having a little look up the inside. I'm shutting that one straight down. And I'm missing the braking spot for the chicane as well. Michael Schumacher then leads after the first lap here in Canada. And we are in P8, so we've gained 2 places. And I think Michael Schumacher's holding this lot up just a little bit. We're going to have a look down the inside of Max Verstappen here. That wasn't really contested, though. We've gone wide. Verstappen now on the outside. And I think he's going to get us back here, but we're going to stay alongside him for the next chicane. And we're really forcing our nose down the inside. And that is P7. Next up is Giovinazzi and Leclerc. So Giovinazzi is the one that is holding our championship rival in place here as we go into the end of the 3rd lap and the beginning of the 4th. We've also now got DRS, courtesy of Leclerc, and that's going to bring us a little bit closer to the action. Leclerc now having a look down the inside of Giovinazzi. I think he's got that move done, and that's critical for him to gain places now while he can. George Russell setting the fastest lap of the race then, so Russell is the driver on the move at the moment, having a look at Giovinazzi, but there's no way through there, so it's going to have to be down the inside of the left-hander here. I do like doing this overtake, and it works for us once again. Right then, next up is Leclerc and Norris for 4th and 5th. Leclerc is catching Lando Norris, but he's not right with him. We nearly lose it out of the chicane there while trying to push on to overtake Leclerc. We're going to go down the inside of the left-hander if we can. We have got the inside line. We have taken the position. And we've also taken the fastest lap of the race. But Leclerc's coming back at me now. But we're going to hold the inside of the hairpin. And now we have the momentum going onto the straight. But Leclerc has the DRS. And he's easily going to have a look at me here. We've gone to cover him. That's a little bit naughty. We've chopped across him and then gone back. Now we're going to cover the outside. Leclerc going to that outside line though. We didn't cover it very well. And we're going to dive up the inside and just still keep the position. Leclerc going a little bit across the chicane there, so that's not worked out for him. We've gone up to P5 ahead of our former teammate and championship rival, but now we have made our first pit stop of the day and we are behind. Is that our teammate or is that Mick Schumacher? No, that is our teammate. So we are behind Michael Schumacher now in the battle for what is effectively the lead. He's tucked up behind Schwartzman, and you know what, I am not waiting around for him to find a way past Robert Schwartzman in P3. I bet he wishes we could stop the count now and finish the race here, but I think he is just out of sync with everybody in the Alpine. And because now we're so busy fighting off Michael Schumacher, Schwartzman is starting to pull away a little bit, but now he's made his pit stop, so he is now back in sync with the rest of us. I nearly lose it out of the final corner again. And Russell is still out there, having not pitted yet. So that's going to disadvantage him when he comes in, because we're all just going to get a nice little undercut here. I've set a fastest lap of the race. Got the gap down to 15.5 seconds. And I think that might just be enough for us to get out in front. I'm also bringing Michael Schumacher with me and Gasly. So, you know, I'm not getting away from him. I'm feeling like Schumacher is faster right now. So what I've done here is let Schumacher go, because he was staying within 4 to 6 tenths of me, and I feel like he could potentially be quicker at this stage of the race. So I thought there was no point holding him up whatsoever. I was going to let him go and try and secure the best position I can with the team and get a great team result, because we're not just behind in the driver's title, we are way behind in the constructors. Gasly's now going for 2nd place, but I'm going to take that straight back off him in the braking zone. And look at the cars behind me. You can see there's scraps everywhere. We're side by side with Gasly. The 2 Red Bulls are side by side with each other. Oh, how is this one all going to shake out? I've seen them all off, but now the Red Bulls are having a look at Gasly, and I think they both end up staying behind him. But Michael Schumacher isn't exactly stretching his legs from me the way I'd kind of hoped he would. I was actually hoping that while I was busy scrapping everyone else, he might find a way to gain a few seconds. That hasn't happened. So, clearly his race pace today isn't all that strong. So, I am now, right now, just trying to hold position as we've got... Well, what have we got? I think we've got a car slowing down here. No, we've got a Williams going into the wall. That is Callum Ilott, I believe, out of the race, smashing into the wall of champions. So that is very unfortunate for Callum Ilott. We've now pitted But what I did was backed off a bit from Schumacher, and I backed the pack up, hoping that,
Green flag.
you know, I wouldn't fall too far down the field. That's gone wrong though, because I needed a front wing change. So as a result, I've now fallen down the field, but I was thinking more of a team here. Prioritise Schumacher, and that's what I've done, but it's cost me at this point. But I feel like we can make the positions back up. So first off, Lundgaard is dispatched. We've got a fresh set of tyres and a brand new front wing, so I'm really confident that we can make a push here. Lando Norris is now tucked up behind Nikita Mazepin, and that's a driver you don't want to be tucked up behind, because otherwise you're just going to lose a ton of time. And that is what Mazepin is doing now, but we have dive up the inside, and we've got both Mazepin and Norris. Next up is Mick Schumacher, and he's tucked up right behind Artem Markelov. Nikita Mazepin is now trying to get back past me. That's not happening. Never in a month of Sundays is that happening. Lando Norris is looking like he's shaping up for a move on Mazepin. Again, we nearly lose it out of the chicane. I am really playing dare with that corner now. I really need to slow down. Otherwise, something could happen. We've got a yellow flag and an engine failure. Who is that for? It's for Leclerc! Charles Leclerc, the championship leader, is now out of the race. And that is going to help us open the championship up big time if we can get a good result here. Leclerc not finishing the race, and we're now doing another double overtake on Markelov and Mick Schumacher. And Mick Schumacher following me past Markelov there, so he capitalised on that one. Next up is Robert Schwartzman again. Mick Schumacher's having a look. We're now going around the outside of Max Verstappen. It's not Schwartzman, sorry, it's Verstappen, who we go around the outside of at the hairpin because he was backed up by Schwartzman. Thank you very much, I'm gone. Max is now having a look at trying to get back past me. That's not happening. Mick Schumacher again, though, trying to follow me past the driver. And has he got past Verstappen? I believe he has. And I believe, I can't really tell what's going on because so many cars are in the pits. Yes, Schumacher's ahead of Verstappen. And now I'm looking at getting past Schwartzman. That was a pretty straightforward pass, wasn't it? So Michael Schumacher now still leads the way in front of Pierre Gasly, but on soft tyres, they're not making the end, so they're going to have to pit. And now Mick Schumacher is staying with me in the Aston Martin. He's having a look up the inside to take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. So we have had father and son in the lead of this race. Mick Schumacher has led it. Michael Schumacher has led it. Wow. That Aston Martin has some grunt on the straights, I'll say that much. But Mick Schumacher leading this race. I'm going to have to take that straight back though, Mick. I'm sorry. But I'm going to have to take that back. And that is exactly what we did there, but we've gone wide, and I'm going to let Mick Schumacher back through because I did go across the chicane. I'm trying not to let Max Verstappen through with it though, and I'm staying back to keep the DRS on Mick, and I'm forcing Max out wide. You are not coming through there. George Russell is now having a look at Verstappen, and these last laps are going to be something else because my race pace here, like my teammates, isn't that strong. So we've got Red Bulls, Mercedes and Aston Martins on us here. Lance Stroll is up into 5th in all of this. And Mick Schumacher still leads the way. Right, there's an AlphaTauri pulling out. It's Pierre Gasly. Gasly is now out of the race. And we are now looking to take the lead back from the Aston Martin of Mick Schumacher. I've done that, but then I've gone deep and, well, we've held the position there. Schumacher, though, not letting me go, and Russell's got past him, and now Russell's having a look down my outside. He's got the lead, but I'm going to go back down the inside of the hairpin here. My goodness me, this is a race and a half we are watching. Any one of the top 5 could win this right now, literally anybody, and Stroll's going to be sat there thinking, I hope this goes horribly wrong for the top 5. Right now, it's not looking like it's going to do so, but well, anything can happen. I'm trying to hold off Russell. Schumacher's dropped back a bit now. He's a 1.5 seconds back. And once again, I am covering for George Russell down the inside. And now Russell's coming back at me. I'm going to have to try and hold him off down the straight. But he has got such a speed advantage on me here. Russell down the inside. I'm going to try and hold him out around the outside and break later. Sweep round. That wasn't a particularly good line there, but George went in very tight and it didn't work for him. Now George is going to try and have a look round the outside. I'm sticking to the inside line. Russell not giving up at all here. And Mick Schumacher now back to under a second behind. You can see now at the end of lap 31, once again, I nearly lose it outside the chicane. And George Russell's having a look up the inside. Max Verstappen's got past Mick Schumacher. Schumacher now down the inside line. We're now around the outside of Russell. Russell now moves into the lead. Verstappen into third. And Lance Stroll still in that P5. Schumacher now trying to get past Max Verstappen. It didn't happen there. And now we are tucked up behind George Russell, but I've gone back down the inside. I have taken the lead back, but now I'm going to go in very tight here. I've got a bit wide. Russell's gone into me. That might be front wing damage there for George Russell, and I think it is. Russell's still trying to get me on the straight. Not happening. And indeed, that is front wing damage for George Russell where he tagged me. 3 laps to go in this race. I'm now starting to struggle with tyres that are past their best. Mick Schumacher is now having a look at Max Verstappen for P2. And because I've been battling so intensely, there is a train of cars that has developed. Mick Schumacher still trying to get P2 off of Verstappen. They are side by side. They're racing each other. Here comes Lance Stroll though. Stroll is getting in the slipstream of them both. And he's now going to go down the outside. 3 wide into the right-hander here. And Stroll goes round the outside. Has he seen them all off yet? No. Because I think Max Verstappen is still there. But Stroll is on the outside of Max. Can he get the move done? Around the outside of the hairpin. Verstappen on the inside. Stroll on the outside. And Lance Stroll has seen off Max Verstappen. And moved up into second in this incredible race. Right. Starting the last lap. And we have finally tagged the Wall of Champions. We have been playing dare with that wall all race. And on the last lap we tag it. Stroll's got momentum because I'm struggling through the corners. And Lance Stroll takes the lead as I try to hold off Max Verstappen to keep P2. Lance Stroll has taken the lead of his home race. And Canada is going wild here. The scenes, the absolute scenes. I can't catch him. I've got a compromised front wing which is damaged. And Lance Stroll is going to come out of the last chicane and take a historic win in Canada. The first win in Canada since Gilles Villeneuve. And Lance Stroll wins the Canadian Grand Prix as we hold on to second place.
Good job.
And take a breath.
They take the checkered flag then here in Canada in what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
The Aston Martin team will be very happy with today's performance and the final result. Another display of excellent driving and excellent teamwork and a well-deserved first-place finish.
You're seeing that right. Lance Stroll is the race winner here. We ended up holding on to second, and to be honest with you, our race pace was not fantastic towards the end there. I do feel like that with how hard we were battling everyone though, that contributed to the lack of pace, and if I'd been able to break away, I might have gained a second or two, but we'll never know now. We'll never know now. But it's a win for Lance Stroll, and it's a nice 18-point bite that we take out of Charles Leclerc's championship lead. And the gap is now down to 9 points.
Be sure to
George
join us
Russell
again
is still
as
in
we
third in the
continue to bring you
championship.
the latest excitement
And
in
Yuki
Formula
Tsunoda
One.
holding on to 4th. Michael Schumacher drops behind Lance Stroll though. And I think he ended up finishing 6th out of all that. But man, that was a crazy race. That was a crazy end too. That was a lot of fun to drive though. And I'm really glad to have done it in the AARAVA livery. Once again, if you haven't seen his career mode out, go check it out because it is really good. Anyway, thank you for watching this. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Till the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN guys. Ta-ta for now.